So first we're just going to settle in. And I'm going to encourage you to take agency over your own comfort during this time. If you need to move, if you need to stop, if you need to leave the group call, go ahead. Just get settled in. And whatever that means for you, maybe you do a couple of shoulder rolls. Maybe you shake out your hands. Get some of that extra energy out. Maybe roll the neck a little bit. I'm a big fan of twists. Do a couple twists in your seat. Kind of wringing out the organs. Crack anything that needs cracking. If you're a knuckle cracker, toes, ankles, whatever it is. Reach. Side to side. Whew. All right. And any other little movements, one of my teachers calls it your yayas. Get your yayas out and sit up nice and tall. Or if you're laying down, lay down and chill. If you're in a seated meditative position, I encourage you to find one that is sustainable and alert, where you can ground down through the sits bones, where the spine can be long. And you draw your chin down just a little bit so that it's parallel with the floor, and so that your ear is in line with your shoulder. And let your spine be nice and tall. So roll the shoulders down the back, let the shoulder blades roll down the back like there's two weights pulling on the bottom points of the shoulder blades. Let the heart rise towards the chin, let the chin bow towards the heart. And if you're seated, maybe there's a little bit of engagement of your belly button back towards your spine. It doesn't have to be like hardcore, just enough so that you can sit up tall and there's a little bit of a sway so that the tailbone is pointing out. You can sit on the edge of a cushion. You can sit firmly on the cushion. Find what feels good in your body and just drop in. And at first, I'm going to close my eyes. If you want to, if it's comfortable, you can close your eyes, or you can have a soft downward gaze and just drop into the breath. So we're not changing anything. We're not trying to do anything with the breath. We're just noticing it. Notice if it's warm or cool, if it's fast or slow, if it has a texture, is it short or long? And then notice where the breath feels the most prominent. So maybe it's the tip of the nostrils, throat, the chest, or the belly. Just noticing. No judgments. If there's a story that comes up behind the breath, see if you can set it aside just for now. And then exhale everything out of your body. Take a deep inhale, fill up. And then open your mouth, let it go. One more time, fill up. Let it go. Let's inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going with your own breath. Maybe you lengthen the count to 7 or 10. And just take this time to notice the length of your own breath. You don't need to change it. You don't need to go longer than is comfortable or shorter than is comfortable. Just counting even inhales, even exhales. And then let's do a short body scan. So notice wherever you're making contact with your seat, or the floor, or whatever you're sitting on, and really touch into that connection. So for me, my seat is on the cushion and my shins are on the floor, and I'm really feeling that contact with the ground. And this is really useful if you're feeling stressed or you're feeling like you're really in your head. Noticing wherever you're making contact with the earth can help ground. And then bring your attention slowly upwards from wherever you're making contact with the ground, and just notice, bringing that attention just a little higher and a little higher. And see if you notice anything. Are there sensations? Are there feelings? Are there stories? And send the breath there, wherever you're feeling it. Maybe there's tingling, coolness, maybe some tenderness, warmth. Slowly bringing that awareness all the way up. Taking your time, no rush. And then when you reach the top of your head, go back down to the base and imagine that you're growing roots into the earth, and that those roots are long and strong, and they go all the way to the center of the earth. And then scan back up from the base and imagine that you have a beam of light coming up out of the top of your head all the way up into the sky, connecting to the universe. And then imagine that you have a bubble or a pyramid of light around you, and you can assign it a color. It can be gold, it can be purple, green, blue, whatever. And you can imagine this bubble or this pyramid all the way around you, top, bottom, front, back, side to side. And that this is a protection bubble. And that anything you don't want or you don't need is going to drop out of that bubble, and the earth will compost it. And only the good can come in. And you can do this anytime. In Reiki, we call it ground, connect, protect. So you're grounding into the earth, you're connecting with the universe, and you're casting this protective shield around you. And sometimes the shield is small and typed in close to you, and sometimes the shield is big and it reaches out into space. And that's okay, whatever you need. And just feel these connections, feel this protection. And we're going to move into a little bit of pranayama. So in yoga, pranayama is breath control. And this part is like the work part. So this part might feel intense. And I'm going to ask you to, again, take agency over your own comfort. And if at any time during this practice you feel dizzy, lightheaded, uncomfortable, if you feel overwhelmed, that's okay. Slow the breathing down, slow it down, or stop altogether and come back to your breath. Come back to those inhales and counting. Come back to those exhales and counting. And so we're only going to do a kind of an introductory round to this practice. It's called the Dirga Pranayama. And it's a 3-part breath, and some folks use it in breath work. So if you do breath work, you might be familiar with this. It's cleansing, it helps release tension in the body, and I just think it feels really good because it helps you kind of get everything out. So it's 3 parts. So we're going to do each part individually, and then we're going to practice putting them together, and then we'll do the full, we'll do about 10 rounds. So exhale everything out of your body. And then take a deep inhale into your chest, really high. And then open your mouth, let it go. Now inhale into the sides of the ribs. Inhale into the sides, deep breath. And then open your mouth, let it go. And then into the belly. Inhale all the way into your belly. Open your mouth, let it go. Let's try it again. You can even bring your hands to your chest. Inhale all the way up to the chest. Open your mouth, let it go. Hands to the ribs. Inhale into the ribs. Open your mouth, let it go. Hands to the belly. Inhale into the belly. Open your mouth, let it go. Okay, let's put it together. So we're going to do all three in one inhale. So inhale into the chest, into the ribs, into the belly. Hold it, and then exhale through your mouth. Again, inhale into the chest, ribs, belly. Hold it, exhale. One more time, practice round. Inhale into the chest, ribs, belly. Hold it, exhale. And then just breathe normally for a little bit. Notice how you feel. And when you're holding the breath at the top, that's where the magic happens. So in yoga, they say that the pause at the top and the pause at the bottom, that's where God lives. That's where enlightenment is found. And whatever your version of God is can be appropriate, even if it's just awareness. So you can tuck your chin, hold the breath at the top when you get to the top of that inhale. And then when you release, lift your chin. See if that helps you focus on what you're doing. I know this is a lot of information. Go at your own pace. So we're going to try it again. So we'll do about 10 rounds, and then we'll take a break. If you feel dizzy, lightheaded, overwhelmed, whatever, slow down or totally stop and breathe normally, and then we'll meet back up at the end of the rounds. So exhale everything out. Sip of air into the chest, into the ribs, into the belly. Tuck your chin, hold the breath. Lift your chin, exhale. Sip of air into the chest, into the ribs, into the belly. Tuck your chin, hold the breath. Lift your chin, exhale. Sip of air into the chest, into the ribs, into the belly. Tuck your chin, hold the breath. Lift your chin, exhale. Inhale into the chest, into the ribs, into the belly. Tuck your chin, hold the breath. Lift your chin, exhale. Inhale into the chest, into the ribs, into the belly. Tuck your chin, hold the breath. Lift your chin, exhale. Fifth time, into the chest, into the ribs, into the belly. Tuck your chin, hold the breath. Lift your chin, exhale. Into the chest, into the ribs, into the belly. Tuck your chin, hold the breath. Lift your chin, exhale through your mouth or nose. Let the shoulders fall away from the ears. Couple more. Inhale into the chest, into the ribs, into the belly. Tuck your chin, hold the breath. Lift your chin, exhale. Into the chest, into the ribs, into the belly. Tuck your chin, hold the breath. Lift your chin, exhale. Two more. Inhale into the chest, into the ribs, into the belly. Tuck your chin, hold the breath. Lift your chin, exhale. Last time. Into the chest, into the ribs, into the belly. Tuck your chin, hold the breath. Lift your chin, exhale. Full body inhale. Full body exhale. Come back to your natural breathing. Notice how you feel. Maybe adjust your seat if you feel that's needed. Maybe roll those shoulders back a little bit. A little twist here and there. Neck rolls. And do another body scan and just see, just notice what's happening. What's happening at the base, moving upwards. Is there any tingling, any coolness, any warmth, calmness? How's the chest? How's the belly? Can you let the shoulders melt away from the ears? Now we'll drop into a regular meditation practice, and I'll guide you the whole way through. We're going to go through a couple of different techniques to keep focus during meditation. So in meditation, the goal is not to empty the mind. If you can, that's great. But for most of us, the mind really keeps bouncing around forever. In yoga, they call it the monkey mind. It's always grabbing something, always jumping, always swinging from tree to tree, always flinging poop, always doing stuff. So just notice what happens to the mind. That's all we're doing. We're just going to see what happens when we sit long enough to notice patterns, notice what's happening in the mind, taking the temperature. So finding that comfortable seat again, and we're just going to notice the breath. Notice the inhales. Notice the exhales. When you're inhaling, know you're inhaling. Do it on purpose. So when you're exhaling, know you're exhaling. Do it on purpose. And that's kind of the baseline for mindfulness meditation. Inhaling, know you're inhaling. Exhaling, know you're exhaling. And coming back to that again and again, forever. And it doesn't matter how many times you get lost or distracted, it matters how many times you come back. And sometimes it's helpful to have an anchor, so maybe you notice where the breath is prominent, again, like we did at the beginning. Maybe it's the nostrils, or the chest, or the belly, or the throat, so that you can anchor in the breath. Maybe it's helpful to count the inhales and count the exhales. You don't have to do anything with the breath. You don't have to change it. So we did breath control, and now we're kind of just releasing the breath and letting it be natural. And we're following what the mind's doing while the breath is easy or easier. Notice if the mind has a tendency to go places. Are you remembering? Are you worrying? Are you making a list? Are you planning? Are you thinking about what you're going to eat after this, the snacks you're going to have? And you can have your hands resting in your lap, on your legs, or folded, or whatever feels good. And if you feel your chin start to creep up, see if you can bring it back down so that the point that at the top of your head is really tall. Are you feeling an emotion? Are you frustrated? Are you concerned? Are you overwhelmed? Maybe you can just label it. And maybe by labeling it, you're able to deal with it a little bit better. Are you noticing sensations in the body? Are you dealing with some chronic illness or pain? And just being able to say that to yourself, right now I feel blank. Right now I feel frustrated. Right now I feel pain. Just be okay with that. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. And then come back again to the inhale. Come back again to the exhale. And try not to treat your meditation practice like it needs to be so very disciplined. Treat the breath like an old friend that you can go years without talking to. And that when you meet up with that friend again, you're able to just pick right back up as if no time is lost. That's the breath. It's always waiting for you. It's always there with open arms. Inhaling, know you're inhaling. Exhaling, know you're exhaling. And letting any sounds wash over you. You can always come back to that grounding, connecting, protecting as many times as you need to, growing those roots into the earth, letting that beam of light connect you to the universe, and feeling that bubble or that pyramid or that shape of protection all the way around you. Where is the mind now? Did the brain invite you on a trip? Did it tell you to get on the brain train? That's okay. You can get off anytime. You can always decline the invitation. The brain is really good at distracting us. It's really good at keeping us small and afraid and safe. It'll tell you all kinds of stories to distract you. But you can always come back to the inhales, back to the exhales, again and again, forever. And be compassionate with yourself. If this practice feels challenging, that's fine. You're doing great. And if this practice feels easy, you're doing great. This is the practice again and again. And some days it's easy, and some days it's challenging, and some days it's neither. Some days it's just the breath. Now I want you to imagine that there is a light, a little orb of light in the bottom right corner of your heart. And it starts out really small, and you can see it. It's like an ember, really low, burning. You can assign it a color if you like. And see it burning. And imagine that each breath fans this little tiny flame, and that it starts to expand a little bit. And that with each couple of breaths, it gets a little bit bigger. So now it's about the size of your heart, the size of your fist. And that now it's a little bit bigger. Maybe it's taking up about half of your rib cage, this glowing orb, this ball of light. And feel everywhere that's contained in this ball of light is able to just relax and is able to be at ease and feel strong and powerful. And now maybe this ball of light is reaching out towards your shoulders and towards your belly button. And then each breath is fanning the flame, letting it grow stronger and stronger. And now maybe it's at the hips, and the neck, expanding, getting bigger and bigger, down to your knees, up to your nose, around to your elbows. And it grows to your shins and to your forehead, to your forearms, to your ankles, and to your hair, and up to the top of your head and down to your toes. So it's encompassing your entire body, front, back, top, bottom, side to side. And now maybe it's reaching out a little bit outside of you, a little further, maybe a foot out. All coming from that tiny little pocket in the bottom right-hand corner of your heart. Now it's reaching out into the entire room you're sitting in. And then out into your entire building. All coming from that corner of your heart, so full, so powerful, and so at ease. It's easy for this light to expand. It doesn't cost you anything. And now it's your whole block, your whole neighborhood, all enveloped in this ball of light. Out to your city, swirling, cleansing, empowering, calming. It's a sense of tranquility, easy like a wave in and out. To your whole area, your county. Reaching out to your state. Reaching out into the water, reaching out to the country. At no cost to this tiny pocket in the corner of your heart. Let it expand out to the continent, out for the entire world, to feel this tranquility, this strength, this easy strength, this easy power. And then bring that attention back to that tiny ember, that tiny little piece of coal, or whatever it is in the bottom right-hand pocket in the corner of your heart. But that's where it all comes from, that it expands so easily and allows you to be full and allows you to feel at ease, allows you to feel strong. And then exhale everything out. Take a deep inhale, fill up. Open your mouth, let it go. And then I'm going to bring my hands over my heart, like one on top of the other for this last part. We're going to do an energy recall. You can have your hands folded in your lap, palms up, palms down, whatever feels good, however you want your hands. Doesn't matter. Sitting up nice and tall. And we're going to do an energy recall, and this is not mine. I did not invent any of this. This is all from various teachers. If you want sources, let me know and I can link them. So this energy recall, there's two phases. So the first phase is to release stuff that's not ours, and the second phase is to call our own energy back to us. And this is really helpful if you're feeling depleted, if you're feeling like you've been giving a lot of yourself. So I'm going to say some phrases, and then I'll leave some space for you to repeat those phrases back to yourself in your head. So I'll say them twice. The first time is so you can hear it. The second time is so you can say it to yourself. All energy that is not mine, I joyfully release. All energy that is not mine, I joyfully release. All energy through time and space, I joyfully release. All energy through time and space that is not mine, I joyfully release. All energy that I have accumulated knowingly or unknowingly, all energy that I have accumulated knowingly or unknowingly, intentionally or unintentionally, intentionally or unintentionally, I joyfully release. I joyfully release. All my energy I call back to me. All my energy I call back to me. All my energy through time and space I call back to me. All my energy through time and space I call back to me. All my energy that I have given knowingly or unknowingly, all my energy that I have given knowingly or unknowingly, intentionally or unintentionally, intentionally or unintentionally, I call back to me. I call back to me. So it is. And then inhale, reach the arms up far and wide, tall. Exhale, grounding down, bringing the hands to the heart. Then you can come back to your seat and just notice what feels good, what doesn't feel good. If you feel any difference, maybe notice side to side. Again, doing a body scan from the base up. And see how you feel. Maybe take a full body exhale. Inhale, fill up. And then open your mouth, let it go. One more time. Inhale, anything you're holding on to. Open your mouth, let it go. And then if you like, you can bring your hands together at your heart. I'm going to dedicate the merit. May the benefits of this practice benefit all beings everywhere. May all beings be safe and protected. May all beings be healthy and strong. May all beings live with ease. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you feel good. I will post links to if you feel inclined to donate towards the creation of more videos, I'll post links to my things that you can donate to if you haven't already, or if you feel inclined to later. If not, it does not matter. This is all for us to feel good, for us to feel connected, and I hope you feel that way. So thanks for joining me.